All right, let's do this. People often ask me, how are you so energetic? Why are you always smiling? How are you so happy? So today, I would like to try and answer that question by challenging you with a simple idea. What if happiness isn't something that happens to you? What if it's something you get to create? When I was in junior high school, an accident left me blind in my left eye. During the 2 months I spent in the hospital, I started seeing things from a new perspective, quite literally. Despite what my peers and loved ones considered a catastrophe, I found moments of joy, either in a co-patient's smile or pierogi being served in the hospital canteen. This is when I realized happiness was about how I chose to react and not what happened to me in the moment. This is what brings me to the philosophical concept that changed my perspective on life. But first, to better illustrate my outlook, we need to zoom out, way out. This is a photograph of planet Earth taken on Valentine's Day, 1990, by the Voyager 1 space probe from a distance of roughly 6 billion kilometers away. If you're struggling to find, that's us. Earth is right there. Everything that ever happened to humanity and for the foreseeable future will happen to us happened right on this little dot. This suggests that nothing you, I, we do, nothing really matters. It's a bold claim, but it is rooted in the idea of nihilism, a concept that suggests that all our life experiences don't influence the cosmos. Earth and its inhabitants are just a speck of dust floating through space, as this picture so magically reminds us. Seems a bit depressing, right? But this is where the optimistic twist comes in. Because you see, if nothing inherently matters, we are free to choose what matters to us. It means we don't have to wait for happiness to happen to us. We get to decide what is important. For me, this realization was and continues to be liberating each day. You see, if life is like a boulder rolling down a hill, you don't get to control its momentum. No. But you can nudge it in the right direction. You can shift. You can react. Unlike many perspectives that suggest that meaning is already out there for you to find, optimistic nihilism empowers us to choose what matters to us. And there is one simple yet powerful tool that lets us do that. It is like a lens that brings the scattered joys of life into sharp focus. And it is not just about reacting, but actively shaping the emotional texture of our lives. This is where gratitude comes in. It allows us to consciously choose what is important to us. Gratitude is deceptively simple, yet powerful, because it moves our thoughts away from what's missing and moves them towards appreciating what already is there. Now, thanks to my horrible tries of maintaining a blog many years ago, I remember a particular exam season during my university years. Studying, ever-present winter gloom, everybody seemed down, yet somehow I seemed to be more resilient than my friends. As I said, I was smiling all the time. I noticed I was making a conscious choice to be thankful for moments of quiet, for not catching a cold, or for the sheer presence of my friends and my family in my life. This gratitude-focused mindset didn't make the challenges disappear, don't get me wrong, but it made me better able to handle the pressure. It was kind of like I discovered a mental superpower that didn't come so naturally to everybody else around me. You see, gratitude is not some kind of a mental trick. It actually rewires our brains. Actively practicing it can change the way our brains work. You see, by strengthening the neural pathways associated with positivity, we can make it easier for our brains to notice the good things in life. We can train our brains to do that. Think of it like tuning into a radio station of joy rather than one of anxiety. Now, as a biologist, I've always been fascinated by how evolution can shape behaviors. And gratitude, at its core, may be seen as an evolutionary advantage. Imagine our ancestors living in tight-knit communities, relying on each other for survival. I like to think of it as evolutionary gratitude. And not so natural behavior, when you compare us to other animals, that must have been crucial for our species to thrive. Gratitude can be seen as a glue holding social groups together. In hunter-gatherer societies, it must have been quite important in guaranteeing those groups' success. Those who were contributing were appreciated and acknowledged, which in turn made them contribute more. Today, the principle remains the same. Gratitude strengthens the bonds between us and brings us closer together. Now, this evolutionary perspective is fascinating, but what does modern science have to say about gratitude? First, gratitude is not just about changing your current mood. It has lasting effects. People who practice gratitude experience better physical health, I mean, look at me, lower levels of depression, lower levels of anxiety, and stronger relationships. Another study found that daily gratitude practice kept people in a better state just after a few weeks of starting this gratitude journaling activity. And here's a fun fact. Gratitude can even make you sleep better. You see, taking a few moments before bed to reflect on what you're thankful for can improve sleep quality. Who knew that counting your blessings can help you count sheep too? The reason gratitude works is quite simple. It creates a buffer between us and the stresses of life. Gratitude acts like a positive mental shield, helping us protect ourselves from being overwhelmed by life's negativity. Through the lens of optimistic nihilism, gratitude becomes a tool to shape the significance we choose to live by. In a world where nothing is inherently meaningful, gratitude lets us create our own meaning, one positive thought at a time. So, how to use this tool? Well, first, one way is shifting from I have to I get to. Instead of thinking I have to go to work, try saying I get to go to work. This seemingly innocent small change in language can actually evoke feelings of gratitude and makes your everyday experiences more meaningful. Another helpful mindset is the gap versus gain model. The gap represents the distance between where we are in life and where we think we should be. which can lead to dissatisfaction. The gain is also thinking where we are, but appreciating how far we've come to this moment. Because you see, our brains are naturally wired to worry about the future, to anticipate challenges, to solve problems. Now, it must have been crucial for our species. This must have helped us, but today it can lead us to feel dissatisfied or depressed when we're comparing ourselves to other people. We're so busy thinking about what's missing that we forget to appreciate what's abundant, what we already have. Now, gratitude is about being intentional with our attention, bringing ourselves back to the present moment. It helps counterbalance our natural tendency of over-worrying, of overthinking. In a sense, gratitude allows us to experience more fulfillment in the present, rather than always waiting for future circumstances to bring happiness to us. Now, think of a time when you overcame a challenge. What small joy could you have overlooked back then? And imagine what difference could it have made had you noticed it back then. Gratitude is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So start small. Keep a gratitude journal, or make it a habit of thanking one person each day. Gratitude changes your perspective, making even the mundane experiences more meaningful. So, where does this leave us? In a universe where nothing is guaranteed and inherent meaning may be quite hard to find, we are given the ultimate freedom of forging our own purpose. Because if nothing inherently matters, then what do you choose to make meaningful for you? What is important for you today, right now, that you are thankful for? Gratitude doesn't require any special skills. Anyone can do it always. Whether it's the warmth of the sun on your face, or a kind word coming from a friend, or the sheer fact that you woke up today, and may I remind you, this is not a guaranteed occurrence, all those things add to our experience of being alive. So, what will you choose to be grateful for today? Close your eyes and take a moment now to think of one thing, no matter how small, that you are grateful for. Now, as you stand on this pale blue dot, remember that the power to create meaning, to find joy, is in your hands. You have the power to turn the mundane experiences of life into meaningful ones simply by choosing gratitude. And in doing so, create your own universe. Let your daily practice of gratitude be a quiet rebellion against universe's inherent meaninglessness. And let it be a testament to the fact that joy is out there for you to create and embrace. Thank you.